Thank you for watching this episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer, Damon, Galdo talked about, then send the Jersey Shore podcast to others. The Hammer also looks forward to your comments during upcoming episodes. Tonight's Jersey Shore podcast starts now.
Hello, everyone. I still can't get over that hammer thing. Thank you, Seth, for naming me the hammer. But it looks like it's sticking. But everyone, Happy New Year, and welcome back to another episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. That's S-U-R-E, because we are always shore. Brought to you by the great America's Pulse Network. So we have a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. I have my buddy Peter Sykes coming on. He's always reliable, always there. He's angry just like I am about what's going on here in New Jersey. So let's talk about that. But first, I want to roll into the breaking news. So breaking news, of course, the new mayor of New York, Mondani, was sworn in yesterday and used his first day in office to roll out executive orders aimed at landlords and housing development practices. He also said the city will take what he called precedent-setting action to intervene in private landlord bankruptcy case involving the 93 buildings. But it's going across the bottom, the ticker tape there. So you guys can look up that article yourself. I mean, it's staggering, actually. It's the first day in office. And another thing is, too, if anybody knows, they saw that a lot of police officers turned in their badges and their clothes and dropped them off on the street the second he was when he was sworn in. So New York is going to have some problems. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I wish the best for them. I do. I want Mondani to succeed, but in a good way. I just don't think his policies are going to. They're not going to work. They're not going to work, and I just think he's going to kill New York, and I'm not hoping for it. I'm hoping he gets past it and he does good and changes his policies, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go into the monologue here. So as always, welcome back to Jersey Shore. But tonight, I want to talk about something bigger than a headline, bigger than a minimum wage increase, bigger than a single tax hike. We're talking about the slow eradication of the middle class. Because here's the truth that nobody in Trenton wants to say out loud at all. America does not run on minimum wage jobs. It runs on the middle class. And when you squeeze the middle class enough, capitalism does not break overnight. It starts to stall and it starts to fail quietly. Then all at once, New Jersey is the perfect case study. Since 2018, the state has nearly doubled the minimum wage. It went from $8.60 an hour to $15.92 an hour. That's about an 85% increase. I mean, it sounds pretty good. I mean, if anybody hears that, it's a good soundbite. It sounds good. But during that same period, median household income only went up about 22%, and inflation wiped out most of that gain. So what does that mean in real life? It means that the middle class did not get ahead. They barely stayed even. And now they're falling behind. I mean, I know a lot of my friends, family members are falling behind on everything because they didn't catch up to the inflation, but you're going to double the minimum wage. And that's what happened. So minimum wage was never meant to support a family with kids. It was an entry-level wage. It was a first job wage. When you rapidly raise it without productivity growth, the cost does not disappear. It moves. It shifts. So businesses raise prices. They cut hours. They automate. They stop hiring. And who pays that bill? The middle class. So now add taxes on top of that. New Jersey says that the sales tax rate is stable at 6.625%. But that is only half the story. The state has expanded what gets taxed now. Electric vehicles are now being phased into taxation. More services and goods are being added to taxable base. And when prices rise, the state collects more automatically. That is it's like a stealth tax increase. Middle class families buy the most goods. They feel it every time they swipe the card. Gas taxes keep climbing, combined with fuel taxes. And now I think it's close to 50 cents per gallon. Talked about it on the last podcast. And a working family commuting every day pays hundreds of dollars a year just in gas taxes alone. I mean, property taxes in New Jersey are the highest in the nation. The average bill is now over $9,000 a year. I mean, that hits homeowners directly and renters through even higher rent, because when you rent, you have to pay the property taxes through your rental fees. Tolls are going up again. So the Turnpike, Parkway, bridges for commuters, that can mean $1,500 to $3,000 a year just to get to work. Now, I want everyone to ask yourself, who pays all this? Not the wealthy, not the entry-level workers without families. Middle-class families pay for it all. They drive the most. They consume the most goods. They pay the most taxes. They fund the state. And yet their wages are they're not keeping up with the inflation and everything else. Because if you look at the raising the minimum wage, it costs money. You force it down employers' throats and say, I'll use McDonald's as an example. I don't know if anybody went to McDonald's lately. If you go there, there's no dollar menu anymore. You can't get it because they're forcing them to pay them from $8.60 to $15.92 an hour. So that goes up. So we get a double whammy there, the middle class. So what happens is they cut back. Savings disappear, credit cards replace cash, debt becomes normal, and that weakens demand. Businesses slow down, hiring freezes, layoffs follow right behind it. I mean, that's how a recession begins. And when enough households are over leveraged and undersaved, one shock, that's all it takes, one shock, and then it's going to crush them. It's going to be a housing correction, a credit crunch, a spike in unemployment. It'll be another inflation wave too. And I'm not talking about nationwide. I think we're doing pretty good because the inflation's down. But I'm just looking at New Jersey here, and we're going to have some graphs we're going to show you later in the episode. But this is basically how depressions are made. It's not overnight. It's years of ignoring reality. If it's not, I would say it's not about ideology. It's just math. I crunched the numbers, and we'll talk about that later. But I just want everyone to see what it is. I want to put it out there for all of you because I know a lot of people don't pay attention to this stuff, but you feel it in your wallet, and you're wondering why isn't my dollar stretching so far? So, but capitalism, it needs a strong middle class. It needs buyers, builders, small business owners, risk takers, families who believe effort leads to progress. Because when people stop believing that the system changes, markets consolidate, power concentrates, and government grows, and trust disappears. Capitalism does not collapse in flames; it erodes. And let me be very clear: this is not just a one episode topic. I'm gonna be covering this multiple episodes because it's huge, it's big. So this is the beginning of an ongoing conversation on the Jersey Shore because these policies are not slowing down; they're accelerating. And the middle class is being erased in real time. So with that, I just want to say thank you for watching right now. And I'm going to go into the first Hammer segment and bring on our guest, Mr. Peter Sykes. Thank you for filling in for me last week, Pete. I appreciate that.
No worries, buddy. Glad to see you. I'm always here to try to help you out, my friend.
Yeah. I know.
Happy New Year, by the way. We're coming
in
right after the New Year. Happy New Year to everybody out there.
Yep.
And yeah, man, it's a tough topic we're getting into here, but it's one that's at the heart of America, It
is. We're going to talk about that in Hammer number 2, but this first one, because of the new year, the fallout. Because when I labeled this episode, I'm going to look back on 2025. That's there's a lot of clips in this segment, so let's just roll the first one.
Your wife said that you're for open borders, right?
Absolutely. They should not build that wall.
So you just think that anyone can come to the U.S.
Absolutely. They could go to Go to New York, go to the Statue of Liberty. What's it say? All is welcome.
I don't think it says that, but dude, this is great because I just happened to pick up 3 guys from Honduras. Well, they were at Home Depot. They're from Honduras and they have nowhere to go. So this just works out perfect. Look, Hector takes medication twice a day, and right now they got to use the bathroom. All 3 of them, but a shit. Is it cool if they stay here?
No.
Why not?
I don't know them. Who are they?
So they can't stay here then? It's cool if they come to the country, just not your fucking house?
No,
I think it's hilarious. No, but I mean, there's a lot of clips in this, so we'll keep it down to like 2 minutes to talk about each one. But that's hilarious. Like this guy,
funny.
Yeah. I mean, I love that. You know, everyone's welcome. Everyone can come, but then when they come to their house, it's like the Martha's Vineyard thing. Right?
Absolutely. Where he bust them all up there, and then within one day they were all shipped out to the military base down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a typical liberal right there. Yeah, we want everybody to have everything they need, just not for me personally, but you, Damon, you can give it to him because, you're a good guy. So, and I'll take credit for it. I'm going to take credit for you giving him stuff.
Yeah.
It's not my house.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. I mean, this country is our house. So that's what he doesn't get. I don't know. I don't even know who that guy was. But I love that fact that he did that, and it just put it in perspective because that guy was like, whoa, wait a minute. No, not my house. So
I loved it too, man. I thought that's typical voter right there, buddy.
Yeah.
That's why we find ourselves in the situation that we currently are.
Yeah. So let's, like I said, there's a lot of clips in here, so we're going to roll through them. This is the Fallout 2025.
Precisely what she says.
I would like for you to die of measles, of polio, of all the horrible diseases that living in this country, in this bubble of privilege and ignorance and morbid stupidity, you had the luxury of not having to worry about it because it doesn't really affect you. I hope it affects you. I hope it affects your children and your grandchildren. I hope it guides your community. That will make my life meaningful and extremely.
Well, Pete, I'm going to let you take this one because I'm just going to say this. Me and our great producer, the other Damon, we went to a protest at a Tesla dealership in Cherry Hill, and people weren't that bad, but close to it. I mean, have at it.
Well, they're so divorced from reality. You know what I mean? Oh, this is all the stuff that's affecting your people. I wish all the harm in the world on you. Bro, this is ridiculous. It's anti-human behavior. You know what I mean? These people, like, I'm sorry to say, but they're nuts. I mean, that is one sourpuss lady. She has nothing in life to look forward to. So she wishes all types of harm on everybody else. Well, guess what? God don't like ugly, lady. God don't like ugly, and that's the ugliest display of human decency I've seen all year. We did put it there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that someone can act that way like that. It made her happy to want someone to die because they were standing there with a sign. Now,
nothing makes her happy, Damon. That's the point. Is not misery loves company, and nothing makes her happy. Therefore, she wishes all of her misery on you.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's the cat lady, as Seth says, it smells like stale Doritos, urine, and whatever else he said. I forget what he said on the one episode. It was funny. So, but yeah, these people are deranged. They really are. Like, who would say that to somebody? But when they protest, oh no, you go up and say something to them, then it's assault. It's
it's a hate crime.
Yeah.
It's a hate crime. You go do that. Look, I'll tell you though, man, those people, bro, that lady and that type of people, the brainwashed few out there, very upset with it. Oh, I hope you get measles. Well, guess what? I remember there's a Brady Bunch episode where everybody got measles and they were ticking them off saying, okay, that's one down. Yep. Okay. You got it up. Okay. You got it. That's how they used to deal with it.
I know.
And all of a sudden they come in here and make these vaccines. Oh my God. We all need more vaccines to keep us safe. Nobody ever had a vaccine. And all of a sudden, we're seeing all these record numbers of autism and all these other issues. Are they related? I don't know. But you know what? Continue to look into it.
Yeah, no, you're right. So, but like I said, we got a bunch of clips. I'm sorry, I'm just sending this out to people who are texting in. But listen, I want everyone to know you can go in the chat box if you're watching on YouTube or X or even Facebook, whatever, or Rumble. You can go and you can ask a question or make a statement, and we'll throw it up there, or we'll answer your question. But we have a lot of clips to play here, so make sure to like and subscribe too. So let's roll the next clip.
Long live Hamas. Long live, their really complex organizational skills that, even Israeli hostages have talked about their admiration and respect for, based off of what Trump has said about his business endeavors in Gaza. I think that he will definitely try to do so. I definitely think Hamas and the other resistance groups are going to probably kick his ass and kill a bunch of people if they are trying to, do anything to.
Now, Pete, I'm assuming that's a woman.
Yeah, what exactly is that thing?
So, but why be for Hamas, a terrorist group, and say I'm assuming they're going to kill a bunch of people? Like the left are so batshit crazy. It's like I don't understand what they think of. I would like her to go over there and see what it's about. I mean, I've never personally been there, but go live over there if you like them that much. I mean, Hamas is a terrorist group, and they treat women really bad. Well, if it was a woman, I'm pretty sure it was. So,
well, like I said, Damon, look, man, one man's terrorist, another man's freedom fighter. But the fact of the matter is that once again, you showed three individuals up on the screen, and each one of them comes out and is against human life, is wishing that something bad, happens to the people they're talking about, or whoever it is, Republicans mainly, right? That's who they wish bad things were to happen to, and it's anti-human, man. I mean, they're so dissected from reality that they just don't realize that we're all humans, we're all connected, we should all be trying to help each other out, and they just go ahead and keep pushing, we want death and all this stuff to everybody else. I mean, yeah, they're about as most people you're going to find out there.
Yeah, I mean, why do people want death all the time? Like, why not? Why you Tavi, we had multiple conversations about this, and you were angry as hell about what's going on in New Jersey.
Off with their heads.
Yeah, off with their heads, but you're not serious about it. You know what I mean? But you're
French Revolution. I mean, I don't know who to say.
But you always say I'm on the side of life, But so when you say stuff like that, like off with their heads, it's a joke. It's funny, but that was serious, and that's a problem.
Yeah. Look, I'll tell you, in regards to that, once again, I mean, I know that conversation captures everybody. I'd like to be more focused on home. I mean, you just see all the Nick Shirley stuff that was going on, all the fraud everywhere. The streets got potholes. The buildings are falling down. We have all these people in our backyard wishing us harm. Look, we got so many problems to focus on right here. You said it earlier, man. Donnie, we just lost a big police presence in the Bronx. They showed up with boxes filled with uniforms. I mean, guys, look, we're getting cooked right here in America. Can we please just focus on home? That's all I want to see right now.
Yeah, no, me too. All right, we got a couple more to play. Let's roll this next clip. You're going to like this one.
Known Epstein clients who are obviously extremely powerful, powerful politically and very wealthy, are Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, and Reid Hoffman. Why was Reid Hoffman so intent on destroying Trump?
Do you think it's because they're worried about the list coming out?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that list is always hanging right there.
I know you talk about Bill Gates a lot.
Well, Bill Gates is an enemy of humanity. All right, that's opinion. That's how I feel about Bill Gates. I think it's an accurate opinion. I mean, that man is trying to blot out the sun. He's trying to replace meat with fake lab-grown nonsense. All right, anti-human across the boards. And, yes, I would like to see him thrown in jail for everything that he's done, all the atrocities. And the vaccines. Why is a computer guy in the middle of public health?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. Maybe because I can't even answer the question. I don't even know why.
Oh, by the way, he was best friends with Epstein, and after Epstein died, they said, "Oh, well, aren't you so good with Epstein? Do you think he killed him or whatever?" And he says, "Oh, well, he's dead now, isn't he?" Like, that's your answer, bro?
Yeah, didn't Gates' wife leave him too?
Because of Epstein connections. Yeah. Allegedly, that's what's going around town.
So, yeah, it's a crazy world out there.
And all the fraud that he's got going on with his, humanitarian efforts and things like that. So I mean, no, he's a bad guy, man. I just want to see the bad guys get knocked off the board. That's all.
I'm not. Listen, growing up when I was younger, I liked Bill Gates. I'm like, man, this guy just came out with all this stuff and became one of the richest men in the world. I'm like, and he's a nerd. He drove like I forget. So it was he didn't go out and buy a Lamborghini. He just bought like a little tiny car. He drove the same car all the time. But he built his big ass house and everything else. But then you look into him even more and more. It's like, I don't know. People get lost. When you have that type of money and you think the way that he does and how you can get twisted pretty quick. So, and he mentioned Bill Clinton too. Bill Clinton, I thought was a pretty good president until you start finding out more and more and more. And then the Monica Lewinsky thing and everything else that comes along with it. Then the Hillary, everyone always makes the joke with Hillary. It's a joke, Hillary, for watching. I'm not saying this, but everyone blames Hillary for killing people all the time. So
they got a body count. They got a body count.
I didn't say. I'm just saying what people say. So I want someone just knocked on my door. So.
Don't answer it. Don't answer it. They got a body count over there. You don't want to. We don't joke about the Clintons. All right.
Yeah. I said that to Jen one time when she was going on and on about Hillary Clinton. I said, Hillary, if you're watching, she said it.
They got this frazzle drip or something conspiracy. Don't look into that one.
So, but all right. So we got one more clip to play in this this Hammer segment. Let's roll this one. So that was the riots in LA. I mean, this again, it's a look back on 2025 was the fallout. So that's why I'm going through all this stuff. That was a horrible thing as well, the riots and everything. So I'm gonna roll the last clip right now because this is where these people. You guys can, the listeners out there can take it for yourself and watch this. Oh no, it's not there. No, I don't think we have it. Oh, there is no clip. Okay, we don't have it. Oh, it was a no Kings protest, and the reporter goes up and he asks the lady why she's there. She's like, because I believe we shouldn't have a king. He's like, well, what makes you think Trump is a king? She's like, because of stuff that he does. And it's like, well, can you name anything? And she paused for like 30 seconds, and he's like, well, what is it? And she's like, I just don't like him. That was it.
They got nothing.
Yeah, I know.
They got nothing.
It was
a No Kings rally back in 1776, and it was a shindig, baby.
Yeah. But it was just like when me and our great producer there, we went out to that Tesla dealership when they're protesting, and I asked the one girl, I said, "Can I interview you?" And I said, "Why are you here?" And then she just started saying, "Trump is a fascist. Elon Musk is a fascist," and just going off for a rocker. We played it.
I don't even know what that word means.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. So, so we played on a podcast, I don't know, months and months ago. But I asked her the question. I said, well, can you tell the listeners what the definition of a fascist is? And she just shut down and she didn't answer it because she didn't know. And she just started flipping out. Get the camera on my face. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's the type of people you're dealing with.
Yeah, not very bright. And, a lot of it's our educated class, which is just, it's so mind-boggling, right? It's like the people went through the majority of the indoctrinations, right? Your lawyers and doctors and, the people that stayed longer in school are the ones that are coming out and that are easily bamboozled because, we've been taking instruction. We've been taking all that, throughout the whole time, right? 8 years, 12 years, 20 years, right, of education. And now it's so ingrained that you just listen to authority. I'm sorry, man. I'm a rebel through and through. I question authority all day, and I'm never going to stop.
I know. You question whether
everything,
whether there's 5 raindrops or 6 when it rains.
Not that, but it doesn't matter.
You're about that far. You question everything.
Look, I think we need to. I think we need to. I mean,
Nora probably like, she's a saint. She's got to be a saint.
You know, she's definitely a saint, but that's neither here nor there. All right. You know, that just as I question everything doesn't mean I'm wrong, Damon. All right.
Yeah.
Remember that, my guy.
Right. So, all right. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break because this next Hammer segment is we're going to get in depth about this New Jersey stuff.
All right. Let's do it to it.
The APN's The Pulse Podcast is hosted by Alexandra Levine from the Alexandra Levine Life Podcast. And Damon Galdo from the Jersey Shore Podcast. And Seth Eisenberg from the Conservative Corner Podcast. Also, there will be 2 additional guests on every episode. The Pulse is live every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Hammer number 2, the Jersey Shore Podcast. We're here with the host Damon Galdo and co-host Peter Sykes. Pete is the man, always comes in to co-host a radio show too. We haven't done that in a couple of weeks because they shut it down because of the holidays.
I know I'm scratching a little bit over here, man.
But no, so this one is what my monologue was about. This is bothersome, Pete. It bothers the hell out of me. I actually had to pull over my truck when I was driving home from work the other day and write an entire article because I got an alert on my phone from the Inquirer, and it was it was from the Philadelphia Inquirer, and they were saying that New Jersey was raising the minimum wage again, and they were just comparing it to what PA's was. So it wasn't, that's all it was. But I was like, what? They're raising it again. They doubled it in 2018, pretty much. And it's going up again. And I started thinking about my wages, your wages and everything else. They didn't go up that much. If you go and I'm going to bring up a couple of different charts that I put together. And yeah, I was a little nerd about it. I had to try to figure out how to put these charts together and everything else and do it over and over again. And this was, I didn't think about it at first. This is going from 2018 to now, what the minimum wage went up to what it's costing middle class families. So I just compared it to like my family to another family that makes minimum wage. But I didn't think about it. Those numbers are actually going to be worse. And we'll talk about it on another episode. I thought about it right beforehand because I compared it to 2018 with inflation and wage increase. But then I was like, wait a minute, the inflation was normal in 2018. It didn't spike until Joe Biden, 2020, 2024. When I crunched those numbers, it's even worse. It's even worse. And I didn't have time to get over to our producer. He probably would have drove over here and and slapped me.
Blew his top a little bit. What are you doing today?
I just put all these clamps in here. So
we love you, D-Dubs. We love you, buddy.
Yeah. But all right, let's pull up the first graph.
You don't have to be an economist to know that the middle class salary is now $100,000. In 2019, $40,000 to $50,000 would buy you a middle class life. In 2024, it's $100,000. Even if you look at my life, my wife and I bought a $400,000 home, which is the average home in America. We drive 2 Volkswagens, not BMWs. The payment total is $850. We do spend $1,000 a month on groceries. We eat healthy, whole foods. We make our coffee at home. We don't do Starbucks. We have a 401k, health insurance, car insurance, gas, cell phone. My wife does get her hair and nails done once a month. We go to date night every single Friday, but at like a local tavern or even Chili's for $100. And our monthly bills are $7,000 a month. And we have no credit cards, no student loans, and we don't have children. I can't imagine when people tell me that their daycare is $2,500 and their student loan is $500. I'm like, that would make our monthly bills $10,000. What? So the reason we keep bringing this up is that we don't want to see a repeat in the next 5 years of it going to $150,000 or $200,000 for the middle class. Like we're watching the middle class.
Well, there you go. I actually forgot about that one. But I want so we'll pull up this graph and we'll go over it and you take a look at it, Pete. Tell me what you think. So I know it's a little small.
A little small over there.
But look at the difference. Middle class family, I put it at $150,000 income. And then minimum wage will be, as of now in New Jersey, $33,000 a year, roughly. But look at the difference in between. inflation.
Yeah, look at that. Effective resources left 80 grand versus them 91. Yeah, and that's where we're at. We're watching the deletion of the middle class for the welfare state, and soon enough we'll all be on that welfare state. And who's going to pay them bills?
Yeah, and I'll leave that up there for a little bit too, because I just want to go through it. I mean, if you look at the inflation loss, and again, it's higher than this because I didn't think about the 2020 to 2024 inflation rise. So there's 2 years with no inflation, so it's actually worse. But with this here, it's inflation loss since 2018, $150,000 a year, you're losing $28,500 of buying power, pretty much. It's not like you lost the money that you're making. It's just that's cost is too much. The higher cost, from labor increases because they raised the minimum wage and they doubled it. So, like I said before, I just would like say McDonald's or whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you go to a ShopRite. It's the government forcing them to pay people double what they were making, so they can't eat those costs. So that drives up the price of the food. Because they're not in business. They're not in business to lose money,
and especially because shopping, grocery stores operate on such a small margin.
Oh yeah, so they only get it's less than 2% profit.
Yeah, so I mean they have to sell a lot of things, but when you go ahead and jack up everybody's price, it crushes all that. This is what I was saying. As soon as the government gets involved in things, this is what happens every single time. We're watching it with student loans. We're watching it with the food cost. We're watching it with the minimum wage. Where every time they put their nose in something, all right, housing costs, right? Every time this is what happens. Yep, don't worry, we'll guarantee you get paid. Okay, increase the prices. I want the government to get out of everything. Let people do their own thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the net difference, you see it on the bottom there. It's insane because it's not just that. And I want to point this out is if you were to, your income is 150,000, all right, it shrinks big time because you're paying for all of the entitlement programs. So when you look at the New Jersey Family Care Medicaid value, $18,500, and this is based on a household with 4 kids. That's what I based, not 4 kids, a 4-person household, 2 parents, 2 kids. So, but if you make the minimum wage that doubled, you still qualify for everything else. If you make 150 grand, you don't, but you're paying it. You're paying for these benefits, so they can still qualify for the $18,500 in Medicaid value. That is the SNAP food assistance, $11,900 a year. Child care assistance, $14,700. Man, when I had my kids, I wanted her to work, but we tried to pay for daycare, but it was way too expensive. So she had to quit her job because daycare cost more than what she made. So, and then you look at their earnings.
But then you look at these child care scams that are going on covered by the government, and you get mad. I mean, that's it. There's nothing else to it. We're over here working our asses off trying to make ends meet for our families, and then these people are siphoning off all this. They take it right out of our pockets, and then they give it to criminals. And I'm fed up, man. I am frustrated. I am mad, and I'm ready to tear it all down.
That's why I'm glad you came on tonight. I wanted to get your frustration out.
Oh my God,
because I'm pissed off too. Let's pull up the next graph, and we'll go over that. So if you look at it, it's illustrated economic impact since 2018. And again, like I said, I'm going to remind everybody, I didn't think about the inflation cost from 2020 to 2024, but this is still staggering. So if you look at the middle class income growth, very small right there. But the inflation impact ate the whole part of it up. And then when you look at the price increases from labor costs, that's from raising minimum wage and doubling it, it knocks you down even more. That's how much money you're losing because you got to pay for the increased minimum wage. Then you got the taxes and fees increase. There you go. Because when the price goes up, inflation rises so high, it doesn't matter. It's like a stealth tax because you're paying more sales tax on something that costs more. that didn't cost that much before. And then the net middle class change is there. And then you look at minimum wage cash gain, bam, skyrocketed. Estimated value of public assistance, boom, up there. So in the red, well, in the green, you got the middle class on the left there. But then it's all net negative for middle class. And then for, it's unbelievable. But we're paying for the estimated value of public assistance. I should have made a chart that showed how that swapped even more because we pay for it.
You're not wrong. So I mean, look, it's robbing Peter to pay Paul, and we're not even paying Paul now. We're kind of paying his cousin Pedro, and it's just it's getting very, very aggravating, Damon. I promise you, man. And we need accountability for all this stuff, including this right here. We need people to go through the books. We need people to bring up lawsuits. We need whatever it is that we can do, put pressure on the administration, keep exposing the fraud, because this is just unacceptable, bro. I mean, look, another couple years and middle class will be no more. We're going to be cooked. And, that's it. We'll all be saying the pledge of Somalia or something. I mean, I don't know.
But the middle class is the engine that drives this country. It is. And listen, when I talk about this, I'm not saying the people that are on the government assistance, the ones that need it, have at it. I'm all about helping. I don't mind paying into. I call them entitlement programs, but emergency programs that people need.
As long as it's not being frauded, and it's not supposed to be a way of life. It's not supposed to be a lifestyle. All right. 2 years. 2 years. You can't find no job. We'll get you in school. We'll educate you. We'll get you ready. Get back to work because we need productive members of society. 2 years. This lifelong, we're just going to pop out as many kids as we can because we can afford it. We've all seen the videos with the food stamps and $1,300 and everybody dancing in the shopping carts.
Yeah, I know. It's just like that what was it? The one Somali guy that put the video out there said, "You're going to work for me, white man."
That one got me fired up, bro.
They picked him up.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Thank God, because you do that brazen nonsense, get out.
Yeah, because he was stealing too. So they were like, "You're going to be brazen enough to put a video out like that," and then so they went and picked him up. But I see Devin Tyler Barber. He's both Justin Barbera did as well. But Devin Tyler said, "Check out my civil actions in New Jersey." Oh, here it is. We put it right on the screen. So, all right. Well, thanks. We will definitely check that out.
Absolutely, and, Devin. Appreciate that.
Thank you. And Justin, thanks for putting it out there. It's an all-out assault on the working class. We know it is. It definitely is. We're the ones that take the brunt of everything. And it's getting out of hand because it makes you, it gets you angry, and I don't want to hate anybody. I don't want to get mad at anybody. Like, I go to work every day. I got 2 herniated discs in my back. I'm in pain a lot, and I work my butt off. And then I look at my pay stub, and it's a lot of money. I'm going to say, well, I don't care. $60,000 of deductions. Now
I take care of sick people all day, Damon. All right, and look, those deductions are almost about as much as I make. All right, go be a nurse. It's a prestigious career. Well, now we're getting cooked too, just like everybody else. But I'll tell you, it's when you see the way that they're going ahead and doing this, and you're watching your hard-earned money given to people that are just out there frauding it up. I'm not mad at the people necessarily committing the fraud, even though a little bit. I'm mad at the government for allowing it to happen. Okay, that's what I'm mad at, because I'm not going to be able to go out there and do that. I can't fill out the pay. Oh, here we go, and everything's good. Nope, nothing to see here. No, they're going to come get my ass. All right, you don't pay your taxes, they're coming to get you. All right, but these folks, they are not doing their diligence, and if they are, they're just allowing it to happen. All right, that's the problem that I have.
Yeah, so actually, I'm just pulling it up right now. This is, the middle class drivers, as I say, because we're the engine that drives the country because we pay for everything. So you got your nominal wage increase was basically 33,000, roughly, if you're making like 150 grand a year or something like that. Since 2018, it was a 22% increase, but the effective inflation loss was minus 34,500 from 2024. That's 23% actually. So you didn't get any increase. So you don't have the buying power that you had before with making that money. So the higher prices come from the labor, the increase of $15,000 a year, because that's what the minimum wage is costing people in the stores, because they have to pay all these people a lot more money that are high school kids or whatever it may be. But that minimum wage was supposed to be an entry level type job, and when you double that, and you're killing the middle class, you're eroding it. And then you go to like New Jersey state income tax, minus, that takes another 8,250. New Jersey property taxes on average, across New Jersey, 9,300. That's the average. And then New Jersey sales tax burden, it's minus 6,000. Then New Jersey commuting and gas tolls, roughly around minus 3,000. So net annual change versus the baseline is $43,050. That's insane. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to roll through this one real quick too. So the minimum wage household, with kids, same thing, annual value. So wages with full time at $15.92 an hour, make it $33,113.06. All right. So, but when you get the New Jersey family Medicaid value that we pay for, and they do pay in it too if they're working, they pay a small portion in it as well. But you're looking at $18,573. The SNAP value for family up to 4, $11,928, and these are all the things that they are covered for. They can apply for and get with the minimum wage that they doubled. But we can't get this because you make too much money. If you make like over like $50,000, you're not getting any of this stuff. And then the child care subsidy potential, if you need child care, for $14,700. And then it can go on and on and on. The earned income tax credit, which we get $10,000 back. But that's a lot of people get that. You and I will get stuff like that too, but not as much. But we get close to it. And then if you look at the utility help, now if you make that minimum wage, which doubled, you're still eligible for getting help with your utilities for up to $2,700 per year. But make $50,000 or more, you're not getting it. I mean,
and that's incentivizing people to just not make money.
Yeah,
I mean that's what that's what it's doing. Look, you made 30 grand, but then all of a sudden they're giving you what, a $15,000 tax return. You know what I mean? All of a sudden now you're up to 45 plus all the entitlements that you're talking about getting. Yeah. And now, I mean, look, if we were smart, we'd be playing the game that way too. But we're not wired that way, right? We're not wired that way. We want to build something. We want to make things great for everybody. Why is it that people trying to build things are the ones getting cooked? I'm tired of it.
Well, and the thing is, I'm not laying the blame on the people that are making minimum wage. I'm glad they're making more money, and the fact that they have these programs that help them out. But what people don't realize is how you're gutting the middle class. The middle class is completely getting gutted. Now, some people need it. Some people take advantage of it. Some people, all the fraud too. But when you gut the middle class, it's going to lead to a recession,
collapse, yeah,
and then maybe a depression. I mean, it's a big deal, man. It really is. And I just want to put the message out there. That's why I spent so much time on the segment. And I'm on. Devin Tyler said that's an attack from within, from without. Yeah, you're right about that. So, but let's bring up the other graph. We'll just go over that real quick because I spent a lot of time on the segment, but it's important. So this is the dollar impact, since the middle class families. It's what I just basically talked about. But look at the middle class income gain, and then inflation loss is about the same. Just wiped it out. And what actually with the new numbers that I did from 2020 to 2024 that I just talked about, that little red one on the bottom, it's even it was a loss. It's even further than that. And then the higher prices from the labor costs, because boom, another hit. And then you got the higher taxes and fees, boom, another hit. Net middle class change, boom, another hit. Minimum wage cash gain, boom, there you go. estimated value of assistance. Boom, there you go. So that one green bar for the middle class gain is completely annihilated and wiped out by all those red bars going down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, I want to reiterate, I'm not mad at people that make the minimum wage and getting it doubled. It's not, you do what you have to do. It's just the way the system is set up and the way it's brokered. That's the problem.
Market value, right? This is the idea between artificial and organic. They artificially doubled the minimum wage over a very short amount of time, okay, as opposed to an organic, well, it'll just grow as wages grow and, as businesses grow, will, give raises and things like that, right? Yeah. Organic versus artificial. And anytime government gets in there artificially and starts pumping stuff up, pumping money into things, that's when we run into all these problems.
And the majority of it is for votes. It's the Democrats. We are a Democrat state. Again, we got another Democrat governor just got elected. I don't want to get into that. I'm going to start crying. but a lot of this is to dangle the carrot and get the votes. It's just like when they say, well, we're going to relieve student loan debt, even though it was unconstitutional. The Supreme Court shot down. They still said they were going to do it right before the elections because that's what they do. But when they get something passed through like this, like in New Jersey, they'll shove it right down. All the lame duck bills they just passed over the past couple of weeks, it's incredible.
Yep.
What was it? They said I was lost on a rabbit hole for a while. Why don't we have sound constitutional currency, silver and gold, backing rather than fall?
You're not wrong, Devin. And I'll tell you, look, they say that half of the American currency, the U.S. dollar currency, was made after 2020. They just keep printing and printing and printing and printing and printing, and it just keeps taking the dollars that are here and cutting it in half. That's our currency is going kaput. In fact, I just looked it up. If you were to go back 2 years ago to January of 2024, the price of gold per ounce versus the U.S. dollar was around $2,000. If you look it up today, it's about $4,500. That's a $2,500 per ounce of gold increase. That means that the dollar has lost that much value in 2 years.
I would say 100%. So I think we have another graph to pull up here. We'll go over that one real quick. So it's the same thing. So basically, it's mainly what we talked about, the annual dollar value. So middle class family, $150K if they're making that, New Jersey minimum wage household with kids. So that just shows you that the benefit, how they're actually making more than by minimum wage with all those entitlement programs that they apply for them, and which a lot do.
And Devin just popped out. Silver's up near 70. I'll tell you what, I heard that some of these banks are already starting to crash out. I forget which ones they said, but look, they're going to be pumping more money into the banks. We're going to see more bailouts in that regard. I mean, this is just get these people out of here. Just get them out. Stop letting them touch the money.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a problem, Pete. And what scares the hell out of me, it really does, because we got the midterms, coming up in November, and we could lose the House and the Senate. And I'm not every Republican is great, but it's the Democrats that like to blow out the spending and give the free stuff all the time, and some Republicans too. But it's not. It's heavier on the Democrat side, way heavier on the Democrat side.
I agree, but I'll tell you, Damon, look, we just had the House and the Senate for a year. Why aren't we seeing more bills passed? All right, they should be pumping out these single issue bills every day. I want 180 bills voted on so far this year. I mean, this is crazy. You had all this power and you just squandered it. And then you let Marjorie Taylor Greene go, Matt Gaetz go. You're coming after Massey. I mean, you're whittling your numbers down, okay? Instead of passing bills that could have done something over the past year while you had that power consolidated.
You're right about that. And with that, we're going to go into the next break. So save that for the next one, what we need to do. And then after that, we're going to do the Patriot Loser Award, and they're going to be surprised with the Loser Award.
Welcome to America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent, Alexandra Levine.
This is so amazing and miraculous. We've never had a president in the history of our nation doing this. And we hope to God that he continues doing this forever and ever. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. And God bless President Trump.
And God bless you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with the America's Pulse Network. I am the White House correspondent right here in the heart of D.C. as President Trump is celebrating 250 years of America and the military.
Subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Jersey Shore Podcast, SURE, because we are always sure. Host Damon Galdo, Peter Sykes here. Thanks for joining Peter again, and thanks for everyone for commenting in the chat box and all that stuff.
Devin is the GOAT right now.
What's that?
Devin is the GOAT right now.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think I ever met Devin. I don't think so.
Look, bro, we're gonna meet him after this.
I like what he's saying though.
Yeah.
Oh, he just now he just followed me. I just saw him. So,
okay, that's a bet.
Thank you, Devin. So we'll talk, buddy. Maybe I'll get you on the podcast. That'd be great. I love that. But so this one here, this is what are we going to do? What's the plan, Stan? How are we going to fix this?
Well, I mean, look, there's so many different things that have to be done. I mean, listen, first of all, like I said, so you want to focus on the midterms, right? You want to try to go ahead and we need to secure more victories and get more buying power in the midterms as far as House and Senate. We don't want to lose those. All right. Well, right now we have the fracture going through. We need something to bring us all back together and to re-energize this base. Okay. Right now we have all this fraud being uncovered. You want to know how you energize the base? Go after the fraud. Go after all the fraud. Audit every single state. All right. Force the audit. We need to clean up our voter roll turnouts. How do you do that? Make every single state go ahead and run their voter rolls through the SAVE database. All right. Like Jack Brandon is always talking about. Now, look, you got to be a dictator for that. Maybe. I don't know. All right. But all I know is that if you want to get this stuff done, you want to energize the base, give them something to be energized about.
Yeah, no, you're right. And that is Red Atlantic Fest. That's number one.
Well, not mad at you, but we have much more pressing matters than that.
No, right? No, I'm just saying that's how you energize
to go to Red Atlantic Fest.
I was just throwing it out there for future because we're going to talk about it in the future. But the thing is to get people out to vote. And that's the thing. When you look at the last election, the voter rolls, number one, yeah, was there some fraud in there? Probably, because I know voter integrity people that I was talking to, they were telling me how many mail-in ballots that they uncovered. This is before the actual election, before the election.
And the GOP didn't want no parts of it.
Nothing. No parts of it.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it got sent to I sent it to Chitterelli, it sent to Testis, and I'm like, hey, listen, because you had to go by county, and it was proven mail-in ballots that were fraud. The people were even dead that voted, or people that moved out of the state. So somebody sent them in. But they didn't want to mess with it. They didn't want to touch it. They're like, well, there's going to be Republicans in there counting the votes anyway. Yeah, of course there's going to be Republicans in there counting the votes. But do they know which one's fraud and what isn't? You think they're going to go on their laptop and look every person up, and find out if they're dead or if they moved?
Yeah.
But I don't get it. It's another problem with the Republicans. They need to get on top of things. That's what pisses me off. It just
look, the biggest concern is, once the Democrats get back in office, they're going to do it to me. They're going to do it to you no matter what. Yeah. All right, that's the point that we find ourselves at right now. It's a full-out civil war, all right, in the culture war, whatever else, okay? We're going through it. The only way to win without going to some type of crazy, extremes, all right, is going to be at the ballot box. But if your votes no longer count, people aren't going to go vote.
Yeah, we only had 30-some% of Republicans that came out in the last election. It's 30-some%. It's insane. It's people, please, everybody out there. Again, we said it a million times. Everyone that's listening probably goes out to vote. But
I'll tell you, everybody's sitting here watching all this fraud stuff go on. I mean, look, we voted, right? We came out and we voted for Trump, and we just want to see more. We want more. That's why I played J.D. Vance last week when I took over for you, because that's what he's saying. If you want more, you want arrests, you want, deportations, you got to help us out. Look, I get down with that because that's what we want more. All right, you've had a whole year of all trifecta, all the power. Do something.
Yeah, like you were saying, introduce a new bill per day. I mean, whatever it takes. You know, I mean, you just got to push for it. I mean, you really do. But people have to get off their butts and do something about it. And the thing is that's why we do this podcast, because we want people to hear the message and hear what's going on and tell them what the numbers are, because it's a serious thing. And nobody, I'm not saying nobody, but I'm saying the majority of people don't pay attention as much as some people do. They don't have the passion for it because they're busy. You know, they have a family, they have a busy job, you know. So and they just come home and they put on mainstream media, you know,
or they like to watch their bread and circuses, right? I mean, you know, look, it's the football, baseball, basketball, all the sporting events, you know. But I'll tell you, those are becoming unaffordable. And not only that, but you see the NFL turning into like pro wrestling. You know what I mean? Like it's starting to lose its, you know, wane its power a little bit. I hope more people start paying attention, because we're getting robbed blind while y'all over here just focused on the game.
Oh, well, and we just had that whole fraud and there was the gambling fraud. What was it? The NBA and all that, all the coaches and everything else. I mean, it's crazy, but that's what happens when you don't pay attention. So, Justin Barbera said, check out Justin Barbera. No, Justin, just don't be jumping on my. I didn't even get to say my website yet.
Oh man!
But no, I checked out his website. It's pretty good. It's pretty
the
good.
congressional races here, you know, they're going to be something. Especially that one with Barbera and who's that? Jason Cullen. Yes, there's going to be some war going on over there. Let the cream rise to the top. I see you, Justin.
All over my page on his website. I didn't get say mine yet, but no, I don't mind, Justin.
I
looked at your website, Justin. It was pretty good, man. I like how you and whoever put it together. It looks pretty good. So, but yeah, everyone go out there and check out www.justinbarbera.com. So there you go on the screen.
But no, man, look, I'll tell you though, Damon, that's what I think we have to do, man. I mean, we have to energize our base if we want to win the midterms, all right? Because right now we are fractured. All right, it's like I was saying last week, is the MAGA civil war. That's a real thing, man. Don't think it's not. That is a real thing, you know. And we just and look right there, foreign lobbyists, powerful interests fight over control. That's what I'm talking about, Devin. Look,
you're going to get beat rolling with this one,
bro. We're not. I'm not going to do it on your show. All right, I'm not going to do it on your show. All right, but yes, there will come a time where I get rolling on the subject. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, man, like. We need to focus on home. We need to fix it. We need to keep trying to figure out what to do. And if you want to unite, nothing unites better than winning. All right. Winning solves all your problems. Okay. But how can you get to winning? It's going to take Trump doing some of these executive actions. It's going to take more, votes going through. And we have about 6 months, right? Maybe 8 months to get as much done as we possibly can. And I hope that everything is focused right here on the home front.
Yep. You're right about that. And but you need the masses, you need the people, you need the voters too. That's the thing. You need to get the right people in, and a lot of the voters stay home. I had so many people at my job tell me, "Oh, well, I didn't vote. What's my vote going to count?" I'm like, "All right, well, add up yours over there, and who didn't vote. Then yeah, it starts to add up, and people need to get out to vote."
Well, think of it like this, though, Damon. I'll tell you, right? So this last election, Jack, he got, an extra 200,000 votes from the last time. New Jersey's been bleeding, I would imagine Republicans, right? Everybody during the pandemic shot down to Florida or Texas or, South Carolina, greener pastures. You know what I mean? And but somehow we still went. So people are coming out to vote. It's not enough, right? But they are coming. And I'll tell you, where'd them other 700, 600 votes come from, man? I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but we need answers. Because if we don't have fair elections,
more votes,
if we don't have fair elections, then everything else is for what?
Well, that's why we got to get rid of the mail-in ballots. Now, Trump did say that he's going to do that. I don't know if an executive order can do that. Maybe not. And then we need voter ID. I don't understand. The only ones that are against voter ID are Democrats. You know why? Because they cheat.
Illegals can vote. I mean,
exactly. Yeah,
and they can cheat. I mean, it doesn't just have to be illegals. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, but it's the most common sense thing ever. Like, I don't understand how it's a debate between the left and the right, over voter ID. It's just common sense. You can't go and vote without proving who you are, that you live in this state, that you live there, you're a citizen, whatever it may be, or you're 18 years old.
If you think that there's no fraud going on in New Jersey, right, like these other states clearly got blinders on, okay?
They're
if you can investigate the fraud and get proof of these people, bro, I think we should be throwing all these people in jail, all of them. You want to know what the other way to rally up the base? Drain the swamp. That's what you promised to do, right? Drain the swamp. Start throwing these corrupt bastards in jail. All right, and that's everywhere. Like, we can't fix it up by ourselves, man. The corruption is deep. We're gonna need. It's got to be, like I said, bottom up, top down, and we meet in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it might be something that someone would have to bring to the Supreme Court for voter ID. Because nothing has ever happened with it. It's talked about all the time, but it's just like those two guys from New York that took it. They worked their butts off. They took it all the way to the Supreme Court about being able to have a firearms license. And there were states that had the may carry license, and New Jersey was one of them, and New York was one of them. And so may carry meant if you had a job that required you, like say you're a security guard or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you were getting death threats and you were famous, you still couldn't. They wouldn't give it to you. It was just a loophole to say no. So they took it to the Supreme Court, and then they passed it throughout the entire country and said, no, if you're a citizen, your Second Amendment right, you can have a New Jersey firearms license while living in Jersey or any other state as well. So they put the kibosh on all that. So maybe that's something that needs to happen. So maybe you got to take it to the Supreme Court. Somebody, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know the process with that. I have to look into it even further. But why hasn't that been like a national thing? I know the states run themselves. I get it, and that's the way the Constitution is designed. It's state by state. But why can't
the states are corrupt, bro? When does the federal government, step in? Right?
Why can't they step in?
The problem.
So that might. What I'm saying is probably be the Supreme Court. They'd have to bring it up as a topic so they can mandate voter ID across the board throughout the country. So, all right, listen, I challenge you right now to get up to the Supreme Court, start the proceedings right now to file the paperwork.
Devin, let's get on this.
Devin.
I seen all them cases you're working on there, pal.
So, all right, well, good topic again. And we're going to take one more break, go to Patriot and Loser Award, short segment, and we'll go from there.
Welcome to America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent, Alexandra Levine.
This is so amazing and miraculous. We've never had a president in the history of our nation doing this. And we hope to God that he continues doing this forever and ever. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. And God bless President Trump.
And God bless you.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with the America's Pulse Network. I am the White House correspondent right here in the heart of D.C. as President Trump is celebrating 250 years of America and the military.
Subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias.
All right, for our producer, I just want to how Alexandra gets so much love. That was the second one with her. I mean, I'm a little jealous.
Getting all the love, bro. She looks
I know. I'm
a
a little jealous because we get one day of Christmas, they get 8 crazy nights. Remember this talking about it. But no, I haven't seen her in a while. We start the polls back up again. But we've been on hiatus because of the holidays. Because it fell on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. But we're going to go into the Patriot Award first. Let's roll this one.
The Jersey Shore Podcast presents this week's Patriot Award. It goes to Nick Shirley.
So I'll let you go with that. Why is Nick Shirley get the Patriot Award?
Oh my God, bro! One afternoon, this gentleman went ahead and uncovered $110 million worth of fraud. Right, in one afternoon. Imagine what he could do in a month.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look, we need to go, and they got people in Ohio begging him to come do the same stuff. I mean, just keep exposing it. Drag this nasty business into the light, and then let's go out there and see some arrests and something. I mean, they did a poll on Nick Shirley went ahead and was on the PBD podcast earlier today, and they did a poll on there. They don't think anything's happening to Tim Walz. No accountability. And there's a generalized consensus across America on any of this stuff, because we've been seeing these people run the country for 50, 75, 100 years, all doing the same nasty stuff with no accountability. We're tired, bro.
I hear you there. I'm glad that he did it. And it could have happened. And he's a regular he's 23 years old, I believe.
23 years old. Yeah. Got more stones than half-grown people around.
Yeah, that's right. And now this one, I want to play the loser of the year award. I'm going to give it the year. It's usually the week, but the year. And this one cuts deep for me to do this.
Last week hurt me, bro.
Yeah, so I'm going. Let's roll this one. This hurts, but it needs to be done.
Losers! 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 Losers!
And there you go. Listen, I don't care about your feelings, all right? I'm Republican too. So that's my way to get you guys out there to vote and start making some changes, because we got our butts kicked in November, big time. So
I was there.
I don't want to do it again because yeah. We were. Well, you got 27,000.
I was there.
You got 27,000.
You got 27,000. I mean,
look,
I'm proud of that, but it wasn't enough.
I know it was the first time, but you know what? I listen. I don't like losing. I know you don't either. So I need people to come out because, as you know, I'm running for Congress again, and we'll see what happens. I got the support now, and I'm gonna use this podcast to get people out to vote, because that's the most important thing. And use a radio show. You know, I just it's going to be tough. It's an uphill battle against Juggernaut, against Fredo. I call him Norcross Fredo because he's like the most unsuccessful brother. If anybody ever saw The Godfather out there, you know, Fredo. I'm smart. I got passed over. But it's his brother George.
Well, we got to get you to the primary, or through the primary first. You know what I mean? We got to get you into the general.
So yeah, and then then that's going to be a huge uphill battle. So we'll see what happens. So everybody out there, if you can go to votedamongaldo.com, and you'll see there's a song that I'm just going to play at the end of this. Votedamongaldo.com, and you know, click on that donate button and see what I'm about and see the platform. So there we are. So we'll go to Seth's GoFundMe. We'll bring that up. And Seth, I might have to stop this. I can't ask people for money for your foot and money for my campaign at the same time. So, but it's Seth. Seth is a great dude. He really is. And you know, it says Jonah Eisenberg, but it's Seth. He goes by Seth, and he's the podcaster on this network, the Conservative Corner. And he's a good dude, big heart. And he has a lot of hospital bills that piled up. Like, he had bad infections in his foot, almost lost it. He was in the hospital for months. So there's this GoFundMe. If you guys can spare anything, whether it be $5, $10, $20, anything helps for that GoFundMe for Seth. So
yeah, we all pray for Seth. You know, hope he gets back on his leg here, man. We need that foot healed up and ready to go.
I was hoping we call him the Pirate. So
I don't want him to lose his foot, man.
No, I was quietly hoping he had a peg leg. You know.
Seth, I didn't say it, dude. I didn't say it. Just remember, Seth. That's your boy Damon Galdo. I had nothing to do with that. He's over here wishing you have a happy peg leg.
Gotta have fun. Gotta have fun a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know, because everything's too serious. Everything's too bad. I mean, we got a lot ahead of us, a lot of stuff to do. and just got to keep up, keep on fighting, moving forward. And
look, man, you either have to laugh or you're gonna wind up crying, right? I mean, that's it. I mean, and I can attest.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
So,
but all right, Pete, thank you very much for coming out. This is Peter Sykes, the Psych Report. It's like I'm, busted stones all the time. The Psych Report, still waiting for it to come out. Now, the last episode last week, he filled in for me and was called the Psych Report, but it was the Jersey Shore podcast. We're still waiting on Pete to jump on, and get his Psych Report podcast going because it'll be pretty good.
I think so. I mean, from the mind of the Psych Report. So we'll get there, brother. Look, I ran for office. I did a bunch of things. Right now, I'm struggling figuring out what the hell we're doing in life. I mean, we're gonna get there.
So, but all right, everybody, thank you for joining tonight. Really appreciate it. And tune in Monday night, and then we'll resume the Pulse next Wednesday as well. This Wednesday coming up. And thanks for tuning in.
All right, everybody, have a great night. Stay courageous.
Yeah. This one's for New Jersey. For every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon Galdo. And I'm just getting started. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Yeah, yeah. From the job site dust to the streets of the shore. Steel-toed boots, yeah, I know what I'm working for. Middle class hurting, every bill going up. While suits in D.C. say, man, just trust us. I'm a builder by trade, put my sweat in the ground. Now I'm building up hope for my hometown. Jersey's my home, blue-collar soul. I don't make excuses, I get it done, that's all I know. I felt the pressure, I've lived that grind, trying to give your kids a better life. I won't forget where I came from, man, cause I'm built by work, built by hands. I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not a career man who forgot what hard work means. They talk real big, but nothing ever changes. While Jersey keeps drowning in the same old pain, I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah. Donald Norcross been there year after year. Same old story while the struggle's still here. Claims he's for workers, but look around town. Rent sky high, grocery bills breaking us down. Where's the relief for the middle class grind? Cause all I see is folks falling behind. I ain't got decades in some DC chair. I got skin in the game, cause my family's here. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Yeah. They had their time, they had their shot. And tell me, Jersey, what have we got? It's time for change, time for a stand, time for a work, and not another plan. Not another plan, not another plan. Yeah! I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not some suit who sold you fantasy. We waited long enough, it's time to demand a future built by honest hands. For Jersey strong, for this great land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah, this ain't left, this ain't right. This is fight for what's right. For every mom working double shifts, every dad praying they don't miss. I'm running for my kids, running for yours, for a state that deserves so much more. Not talk, that's the plan. Let's build it back with a working man. For our children's dreams, for a better way. I'll fight for Jersey every day. No empty words, I'll take the stand. Cause I'm built by work. Yeah, I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. While the old guard keeps playing the same old game. But we're done with waiting, done with excuses. It's time for a man who knows how to do this. I'm built a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. New Jersey 1st District. If you're tired of the talk and ready for work, walk with me. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Make the crowd chant with no music.
thank you for watching this episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer, Damon, Galdo talked about, then send the Jersey Shore podcast to others. The Hammer also looks forward to your comments during upcoming episodes.